No, he's not. So clearly he's mocking
This
these
is
people.
so unproductive.
How about we let these speak?
It is unproductive. Yeah, I agree.
Stephen,
Why are you here? Exactly. Why are you here, Destiny?
Because I care about these events failing for dumb reasons. I feel like these people eat themselves alive for no reason. I don't know why.
Absolutely.
Wait, hold on, but that's the issue, Stephen. You keep on asking us, and we keep on people's minds if you're not able to relate to them. That is the main thing that you're able to do.
Yeah, this is relatable.
You think that you're being relatable? So what you guys want to do is be antagonistic? Is that what y'all want to do? Y'all want to be hostile? Because literally, I told you that I came here to have a productive conversation.
Jump in, man. I don't want to hear these people
I
bitching about
literally came here to say
microaggressions.
I came to have a productive conversation. Why do your sentences keep meeting mine, Clarkson? Like, are you okay? Is everything okay at home?
It's literally just the white fragility. Clarkson, you bad. No. It's not about you seeing a person of color. It's your white fragility. Like, you can't embrace anything that anyone is saying. Literally, they're trying to have a conversation with you, but you're so locked in on being a condescending asshole that you won't even let anyone speak because you have a problem.
No, it has. Excuse me, guys. That's
nothing to do with your skin color.
The Santana guy is a little bit problematic. He keeps bringing people's race up for no reason. It's really weirding me out. Can we not call him racist, please? Thank you.
You are absolutely
Even
irrelevant
Destiny's
in this
laughing.
conversation. No one knows you.
You just got in here.
Slap nuts. Yeah,
Slap
I know
nuts.
you don't worry about it, Clarkson. Good.
Right. So then
I'm just figuring out who you are.
You don't matter.
Man, did he just call him slap nuts? Dude, I haven't heard that forever since the 90s, like the late 90s, early 2000s. WCW Jeff Jarrett. Shout out to all those people that understand that reference.
Yeah. Oh, Z, do I not matter?
I never said you didn't. I said based on
Z.
your topics before, but I don't think
Look at
that
this
like
guy's profile pic in
everybody
the
should
middle
know
right
you
here.
as this like
But my point is, do I have more of a point in this conversation than whoever the guy was?
The
That's
lefty bunch.
I mean, I
The
don't know
lefty
how
bunch.
this is.
Perfect.
But
Thank
you
you, Clarkson.
were on one tour stop, so I'm not sure like what.
There's only been one.
Yeah,
I mean, acting like there's been more. Like, come on, Z.
Good to see
And
you,
stop
James.
acting like the Deranged tour stop was the tour. I used quotation marks whenever I said was derailed simply because we decided that we didn't want to be a part whatever it is you had organized. That's not the reason, Z. That's not it. It was because you didn't take accountability, and that's all that people were asking for, Z. That's it. And again, I'm going to say this for probably the 5th time. I came here to have a productive conversation because I've been in the groups, I've been in the circles where people are simply just
Destiny
wanting
leave all
to
this
know,
shit in,
how
dude?
are you going to talk
Like, get to the word he talks.
different people? How are you going to talk to people that aren't white? That's it. How are you going to talk to those people when you all can't even listen to what it is that we have to say? You take everything that we say as an offense to you and you get defensive. You're always on defense, Z. Open your mind and also open your heart so that you can actually have these conversations. That's all that I am asking for.
Wait, when you say we, who is we?
When I say we,
Yeah.
when I say that's all we're asking for,
Yeah.
or you. We as in Black people, as in
What do you mean by we people?
the people that I've spoken to.
Okay, but weren't there other Black people that were involved in this actual event? Why are you speaking for all of them?
Is here. Another one is here. Jason would have been a part of it.
Yeah, but I just don't understand why you're like the...
All of the Black creators that were a part of the tour.
Have you? You know
Have you,
what's
Destiny?
funny about that comment? That
No, I have not spoken to every single person in the world. I have not, no.
conversations. And so if we actually start to speak, then we are in a line with something that the other people are saying. So yes, Erica's had this conversation with multiple Black creators, including the actual Black women on the panel that, where this whole thing started with Z.
Well, so the Black panel women were not women that were involved with the event, though, right?
Again, I said including those Black women that were on the panel with Z that started this whole situation. I didn't say they were part of the tour. I said including.
All along, Buttercup.
No, I got it. Please don't black explain what that means. Thank you. I can understand, even though my white brain is very slow. Okay, I'm doing my best. I'm doing my best here. When you say that Z needs to take accountability, what does that mean?
How was that black explaining?
Yes. What? I'm sorry, Black explain?
Why did you assume that I didn't know what in addition to meant?
Because he said including, and you said that they weren't a part of the tour.
Do you think it's more likely that I just didn't hear that because multiple people are talking, or do you think I don't know what including means?
Sorry, simple English.
This is just a statement to derail it. How about we actually?
That's racist to assume that because Destiny is white, he doesn't understand what simple words mean. I think that's a microaggression.
How? Excuse me. Hold on. I'm sorry. Wait. Do you think I don't know what "in addition to" means? Do you think I don't know what "in addition to" means?
Would it be white explaining if Anne made the same?
I'm not sure if you know what including means.
You don't. So you legitimately don't know if I know what including means, really? And this is a productive conversation. If you want to be snarky, that's fine, but just don't be upset when other people are snarky back to you.
We're getting into semantics. How about we actually have this?
Sweet Delta Dawn with the $2 donation. Thank you very much. And thank you very much for your kind message, too. Seriously, thank you very much. I appreciate it greatly.
Conversation instead of getting into semantics.
Sure. What is taking accountability supposed to look like in the case for Z before the event explodes?
Taking accountability and addressing the actual concerns that members a part of the tour and observing the tour had with it.
You just said nothing. I'm asking you, what does taking accountability mean? And you said taking accountability.
You said before the tour happened.
No, before it exploded. Before it exploded.
Those concerns were, how those concerns would be alleviated, and what specific steps would be taken to alleviate them.
Okay, my understanding is, you can tell me if I'm wrong, my understanding is that these concerns were made public by a group of women on a TikTok live before they were ever expressed privately to anybody with the event. Is that true or is that not true?
That's false.
Okay, so can you tell me specifically? Wait. This is so easy. This is a question of.
You know what's funny, and I'll give you a bit of a pass, bud, because I watched Z come on your live stream and speak to you live and completely mischaracterize everything that happened. She lied, she obfuscated, and she did not tell you everything that happened. So if you have only gotten this information from her and what you've been able to piece together, you don't know what exactly happened. And I'll give you a pass for that because she didn't tell you the full truth while speaking directly to you.
Okay, so tell me, wait. So that's so easy. If it's a factual disagreement, then just tell me, what were the claims that were brought up privately or expressed privately before that TikTok live that weren't being addressed?
One being security, another one being the lack of representation when it came to different demographics that were on this tour. 3 being the strategic behind it, and if people would be compensated for their work, would be compensated for their travel, amongst other things.
So when you say that these concerns weren't addressed, are you saying that they weren't expressed, that they weren't addressed to your satisfaction, or that the person just didn't agree with you when you brought them up?
These would be, that would be a question for those individuals that raised those questions. But those, to my knowledge, are the concerns that the people had.
Sure, but you understand that just simply having a concern doesn't mean that your concern is correct. It could be that you bring up a concern and that concern is addressed, and you might just have a disagreement with the organizer about how to address that concern, right?
I understand that. And those answers that Z or whomever provided would be adequate given the person who asked those questions. I didn't ask those questions, though.
Wait, so then if her responses were adequate, then that means that these concerns were addressed. The people just weren't happy with the answer?
Again, that would depend on who raised those concerns. If Erica's specific concerns were not addressed or were not answered to, that would be within her answer.
Sure.
Same would be
okay.
Santana.
Sure. So I'm just trying to focus on one thing at a time.
Because I didn't raise that.
Sure. Was Erica part of the event or just part of that TikTok live?
Yes. I mean, you followed the event pretty extensively, have you not?
No, there's a lot of new names that I just don't recognize.
Okay. Well, you should know Erica. She was a part of that tour. So was Santana.
Cool. So, Erica, what was a concern that you brought up that you felt like hadn't been addressed privately?
A concern that I had, and I was told that I would get a phone call from Z, is in regards to the live that she went on, where I felt that she needed to apologize to those young women. Because I did tell her in a signal chat when she went on that live, I said, you need to change your tone. You're being very hostile right now.
I'm sorry, hold on. Let me rephrase.
You asked the question earlier. I'm not finished. You asked the question earlier, what does accountability look like?
Wait, no, we're not doing the accountability thing. I'm just trying to factually. So my question was, wait. I had a very simple question.
Respectfully, you didn't interrupt.
Because I literally...
You know what's ridiculous about TikTok is that like they're trying to have like this serious discussion, but I don't know what happens. Like, I don't know how it works, but you pay, I guess, for these filters. And so Destiny will be here like trying to be serious, and then like a hat or like cat paws will come out. And it's like ridiculous. Like, this is what TikTok is.
Roll your eyes at this.
Well, my question is what concerns were brought up privately prior to the live? You're bringing up concerns that happened after the live. My question was, what concerns were brought up prior to the live that you felt like weren't adequately addressed?
Prior to the live?
Yes.
You mean the live that Z joined?
Yes.
Maybe I wouldn't have anything to do with that because that was literally the same day that I joined the Signal chat. That was literally the same day that I joined.
Wait, so then you weren't part of this tour event.
So, again, I'm sorry?
So you weren't part of the touring event, were you?
Are you not listening?
Santana and Erica were both a part of the event.
Okay, let me restart.
What Destiny's asking. He's asking what were the concerns that were pushed through before the tour even happened, before my
I
life.
can't say geek because I wasn't a part of that. I wasn't a part of that part of the conversation. I only know what happened basically as the live went on and afterwards. And in regards to concerns, those were for like yourself, geek, along with the women on the panel, and for other people. I can say that.
Yeah.
In regards to accountability, what accountability looks like, all right, and what it is, for the person who is taking accountability, Destiny, is for them
Holy cow, look at these comments right here, the live chat. What's wild is if Z just apologized and asked for more education a month ago, this would be over. Holy cow, this is the people that, you know, like seeing Destiny confront these far lefties, it's like he's trying to lead an army of retards. Like they're trying to lead this anti-Trump army, but the problem is that the anti-Trump army is just full of retards. And it's like watching this general right here, Destiny, you know, this lefty general trying to lead a bunch of lefty retards, and he can't do it. He just can't do it because of shit like this.
recognizing, acknowledging the person's feelings, letting them know that they hear you, and then also mapping out for that person what they want to do and how they're going to go about changing. Because accountability, again, is changed behavior. I hope
Okay.
that answers your question.
Sure, I can kind of agree with that. Was there any accountability for the women on the live that were publicly airing their grievances and then being incredibly aggressive and rude to the organizers?
Well, I think
Just to
this-
clarify,
wait, hold on. I think
Ooh, that sounded like a long way of saying no. Okay. Okay.
It was.
I just didn't hear it. Sorry.
Yeah, it's directed towards Geek. But Geek, before you answer that, quick question, Destiny. Do you think the burden of responsibility is placed on people who are on a TikTok live randomly having a conversation, or an event organizer who is trying to put together what is being called a movement and leading an actual group of people to unfuck America? Like, who has more of a burden and responsibility, a random people on a TikTok live or an actual organizer who is putting together a multi-level event?
It doesn't have to be an either or. Everybody can have responsibility for how they behave in a given environment.
It's more the responsibility lie, Destiny.
It depends on the situation. It depends on the scenario. I would say that the responsibility lies on people not starting a live and then trashing an event. I would say you don't have to do that. It's nothing to do with the organizer, but
I know
Respectfully, why isn't Z having this conversation?
But
Because
we're
she never
talking
has
about the difference between someone on TikTok, right? Someone, and where there's random people on TikTok all the time hosting lives. I mean, I was there. Geek had 62 people. Again, Z was responsible. Yeah, Z was responsible for some of the biggest names. Not you, right? I mean, you weren't involved, but some of the biggest names on the left that's on TikTok. And she decided to make a decision, and she made a decision to actually join that conversation and then escalate the conversation. So I personally feel like the burden of responsibility lied on her, not on the random TikTok creators who had 62 people in the live before it started.
sure. But let's say
Z as though she's not here. She's very much present.
Sure,
in this room.
that's fine. What-
That she should be facilitating these questions and should not be relying on Destiny, as fun as you are with one another, and having this conversation.
cool. Why can't wait real quick? Why, I don't understand. Why can't the
Do not speak for
why,
yourself.
why can't the
Speak for her.
I can speak for myself. Thank you. The question is
Okay.
yeah, thank you. Okay. So the question is, why can't the response to her joining the live, why can't the response just be, oh, hey, you shouldn't have done that. Like, it didn't go well. Why can't that be the response? Why does it have to be this massive, World War III tier?
That was the response.
Because it's the left, Destiny. It's the left. All you guys do that shit. I get these people are worse than Destiny, but Destiny is just as bad sometimes because you guys make a big deal out of everything. Everything is World War III to you guys.
Absolutely was.
For aggressions being micro, you sure seem to know how to macronize. Is that even a word? Macro? You seem to know how to macro them. You seem to know how to make huge mountains
There
out
were
of
racist
molehills.
remarks made by the people on the live. It obviously exploded out into a huge thing that caused multiple content creators to drop from the event. That clearly was not the response.
Wait, hold on. Some misinformation. Nobody dropped out to the event. My live happened on the 18th. The tour, the first event happened on the 22nd. Nobody dropped out. My live didn't create any type of like I said, traction originally. And
People dropped out afterwards as a result of the live.
Video. So I'm just correcting the misinformation just a little bit there. Nobody dropped out until after the fact, like days after the tour, and that necessarily didn't have anything to do with me. I believe that more had to do with the fact that the people on that tour felt like that was the best thing to do. I don't like for me or any of the other creators, whether you're calling us messy or not, to be pushed to blame on that, which that was not anything that we did. Let's break something down. First and foremost, nobody asked within on that panel. Destiny, I know you watched it. Nobody asked on that panel for anybody for Z to step down from her own organization. That was never the case. Okay, that happened after the fact. That happened after the first tour. Just to clarify.
Yeah, but it happened because of events that happened on the live, correct?
Right?
Didn't it happen because of events that happened on the live?
I'm sorry, you're talking while I'm talking.
Yeah, because you're saying things that are incorrect and then you want to build off it. But didn't people drop? That's why I'm asking a question. Didn't people drop off of the event because of what happened on the live prior to the event?
Oh, yes.
Thank you. So then it was related.
That you were saying they dropped before the tour even happened.
No, they didn't. But they dropped afterwards. But they said they should have dropped before. They did make that statement. They said that if I would have known the totality of what had happened, they said, well, they shouldn't have even gone to the event, right?
Okay. So, yeah, sure. I mean, ultimately, I still don't think that, let's be honest, Stephen. Or I'm sorry, do you go by Destiny or Stephen? I'm looking at your name, I want to make sure.
Stephen is fine, sure.
Okay. So first and foremost, that could be the...
I still can't believe every time I post a Destiny video, there's at least one comment that's like Destiny is a girl's name. But I mean, it's true. Destiny is an exotic dancer's name. Why does he call himself Destiny? I think I heard it's because he used to play the game Destiny. But still, why would you call yourself that?
Be the case that they dropped because of my life. I'm sure that's mostly the reason why. I'm not going to deny that, right? But my issue is that we, the women, the women on that live, are getting blamed for the way this all happened. Nobody asked Z to come up. I mean, or at least, I'm sorry, let me correct myself. Nobody forced Z to come up on my live, to be fair, right? We were perfectly fine with talking to just the people that were just going to be on that tour, not the lead organization. We had decent conversations. We all got different answers from these people. It was still disorganized, right? Just based off the way that, they were getting all different answers from different questions that we had for them. Let me correct that really quickly. And second of all, in regards to the quote unquote, the aggression that you're saying that was put on my live, I would say that was kind of built up when we're specifically talking to Z, right? I don't know about you, Stephen, but I've seen you go after people that completely deny the work that you've done. Because I used to watch you quite a bit in when I was a little bit younger. I've seen you snap at people after they consistently deny who you are. So I'm not understanding why you are you're the type of person to call somebody flat out an R word,
You mean R slur?
Blah, blah, blah. Crazy shit, right? After that, but you're upset
R
about
slur.
one person, by the way, one racial comment saying lift this out.
So it's funny how Destiny corrected her, the R word. He's like the R slur. Get it right, R slur. That's the PC way to say it now, is you have to say R slur. You can't say the R word, you have to say R slur. It's funny, R slur. Remember Parker on Piers Morgan, he referred to it as the R slur. They all refer to it as the R slur. So is that the official way we say that now? R slur? How come we can't say R word?
This assless white kuncho kitchen, you're upset about that. I think that's...
So to be clear, I'm not upset about that. What I'm saying is I don't understand how this entire event got nuked as a result of the live. If somebody were to get upset as a result of things that were said, or they felt like Z didn't handle it a perfect way, that's fine. Or if she could have done something, can I please respond real quick? Can I please respond real quick? Listen, I talk quickly, I can respond fast, I can't respond. Okay.
Yeah, no one can hear you. You're talking to your phone and we can't hear you.
Yeah, because you started talking right after.
I hear you. Yeah. Hey, so you would say that you don't understand how that whole thing got nuked.
That's what I'm wondering, James.
Something that would have been avoidable if Z was on the panel. And Z, I would love to hear you actually come off mute and speak for yourself instead of having people defend you. Weird. Anyway, but wouldn't it have...
Were you part of the original live? Why are you defending them? What do you...
just speak over me.
Yeah.
So,
Wouldn't it have been beneficial if while
Oh yeah, so yeah, basically to catch you up, Sola Scriptura, it's because they were supposed to have a tour, the Un-F America tour, and it got canceled because the lefties imploded, and the Z girl said some microaggressions against the minority organizers over it being disorganized, and so it led to the whole event getting pretty much canceled, and Destiny is now pretty much white knighting for Z.
Z was up on the panel, she had someone that had direct insight to not only, the whole Black dysphoria, but just understanding.
But you're right,
what was
it is
happening on this TikTok live. If she had someone adamantly begging her to stop the conversation and get off of the live, like that could have saved these before it escalated to that point, right?
Maybe, but it doesn't need to escalate to that point, right? You could just there's no reason for this to have gotten as big as it did. I just think it's incredibly silly.
To clarify, I don't think anybody
Well, that's the
would
left
be
for you.
denying that. I'm actually surprised that everything blew out the way that it did, right? What we all asked, right? So there's two things about this. Originally, all we were asking is hey, we thought that was a little bit inappropriate, right? That was originally what we were saying. We weren't asking anybody to step down or any creators to get off the floor, right? That would be stupid because we still believed, if you guys did watch my live, we still believed that this movement could be a perfect opportunity for us to get pushed out there, right?
I think when you guys are saying that the organizer is racist, that there wasn't enough representation, when that one Jalen or whatever Jaden guy made videos saying that Black creators weren't being paid, I feel like it's very dishonest to say, oh, nobody was saying that somebody had to step down. It seems like after that live, the goal became for a bunch of people outside.
What other people said. Now,
because it's all part of a big thing. Yeah.
I don't know if you watched my live, Stephen. I unfortunately don't know, but let me make this clear. Me and a few others on that panel actively were saying we don't care. Oh, I hate to say this. We didn't care about the representation. We actively said that over and over again.
That's funny. She said, and I hate that I have to say it. Or what did she say? She's like, I hate saying this, but that they didn't care about the representation because they know all the lefties are going to be like, what? You don't care about representation? And then implode all over again. All these people know how to do is just implode and get offended by everything. This is why the left ruined entertainment, because you have to walk on eggshells with everything. Now it's you could be more freer to say things. You don't have to walk on eggshells and be careful about every little thing you say.
We said, hey, if anything, we said the representation might cause harm, which is why security even got brought up. That's the main reason why security even brought up, because we were we fear for the Black creators that are going on this tour, considering the fact that this is going to be in one of the most extreme conservative universities that exists on America, right? We actively said hey, we're not comfortable. We're not necessarily comfortable with that. We also,
if their whole thing was supposed to be following around Charlie Kirk and the conservative tour, they have more reason to be scared of this Un-F America tour than you have to be scared of them. You're the ones that are pro-violence. And by the ones, I don't mean Black people, obviously. I don't want a microaggression, but I mean the lefties, the left ideology.
also, now there was people on my panel that disagreed, right? If y'all listened to the live, you would see that we were actively even disagreeing with each other with our own critiques of the tour, right? The reason why it even started to pop off is because other creators that were going on the tour started to even come on my live, right? There's so much misinformation out there that I feel not necessarily you, Destiny, because once again, I understand that you reached out to Z and she told you however she felt about it. It is what it is.
Well, just to be clear, I think I watched 3 hours of your guys' content, the live and everything else before.
Okay, so if you did watch it, then you would know that I'm telling the truth.
I mean, I saw a bunch of people getting really, really, really mad when she joined, and then it seemed like from there, everything kind of snowballed out of control.
To be fair, no. Let's clarify. She came up on my panel, Steve, and then she immediately was starting to speak when I was trying to actually calm down the panel, right? So,
you might have been, but other people were being pretty provocative. No, people were starting to shout at each other.
That's exactly One second, Satana. That's exactly why I was trying to calm down the panel. As the host, I feel like I needed to do that. She came on and was provoking it even more by interrupting when I'm trying to tell people to calm down and stop over speaking each other, that it was overstimulating.
I don't think the issue is just over speaking. And also on a TikTok live with like 9 people.
The thing about all of this is, yes, Geek, you were keeping it very simple. I watched the whole thing. And Destiny, again, I'm not necessarily blaming you because for some reason Z has put you and also this Ann person and also Larson as a shield in front of her. Mercedes was doing it before, but Mercedes seems like it's taken too much of a bit of heat and has pulled back. So the thing is, Geek was actually keeping it really cool. Hey, Z, come off mute. I got a question for you. Z, while Hannah...
Hold on. Do you guys want me to play a portion of the live? Because this idea that...
No. I have a quick question for it.
1 second. Because before the live even started, the introduction to Z was, I will let you speak, or you will speak when I let you. Like, to think that this live came at it from a...
Wait a second. I said that. But let me clarify. You played, so last time we had this conversation about 2 weeks ago, to be fair, Mercedes. So you watched the full thing.
You know, maybe I'm naive, but I honestly thought that the left are moving a little bit past this microaggression bullshit. Like, I thought they had at least smartened up a little bit where they're like, okay, maybe enough of like getting so offended over microaggressions, but apparently not. Apparently not. They're still the same old lefties.
Okay, if you're going to play it, how about you play like the 15 minutes before she even actually speaks? The first thing that she says...
I muted my mic. Bro, my brain is rotting. This is like the least shit I've ever cared about in my entire life. Oh, God.
Well, then why the hell are you on there? Why the hell are you on there, Destiny? No one's forcing you to be on there. You're the one who wants to confront this panel.
So all I say is, yo, calm down. I don't like that.
No accountability with any of these people. The left has no concept of accountability or personal responsibility.
That I'm going to try to talk to the panel.
The first thing that was said about her before she even paneled, like she was paneled up, she had not spoken at any point yet. The first thing that was said was, you made a joke saying she can speak when I let her.
She was actually already on the panel.
She had already spoke before that.
She was already on the panel.
No, hold on. He had already spoke before that. Z, come off of mute. Z, did you send a message to one of the people that was on the panel, specifically Hannah, telling her to make a comment that actually elevated the actual live? Did you tell her to bring up a traumatic...
Okay, wait, hold on. But this is all... I don't know why we're litigating every tiny issue. I'm just curious. Do we agree... Wait. Do we agree that it was good that this... Do we agree... Respectfully, no one cares, to be honest. Like, literally, nobody cares about every single micro issue that you guys are bringing up. The question is on a macro level... On a macro level, did you text somebody on January 2nd and send them a mean text message and say these 4 words?
January 2nd.
Yes, true. Hannah, shut the fuck up. Why? Okay, was this event worth being nuked? Was this... Oh, were you talking to yourself? Then you should mute your mic. Why do you think it was worth it that the entire event... Was it worth it that the entire event was nuked over this issue?
Guys, if you keep talking over...
That's fine. I have the loudest microphone anyways. Can you please respond to Santana?
No, I'm going to let that
Why can't you...
Other people talking?
I'm not speaking for anybody. Excuse me, that was a very misogynistic comment, Jaden Cross. Okay, yes, it was very misogynistic. It was very misogynistic. She said it, then she had internalized misogyny, and she needs to deconstruct her internalized misogyny. I'm not here to speak for anybody. Okay, I have some.
I don't know. I don't know if Destiny was being serious. Like, I don't know if he was saying that to mock them or if he was saying that, like, seriously. If he was saying that to mock them, that was pretty funny. I'll give Destiny that. But if he was saying that to being serious, well, then it kind of goes with my point that he kind of helped foster this environment, like this leftoidism.
Some investment in the success of these events. Why do you keep talking over me? Jaden, do you need to go to an audiologist and get your ears checked?
You haven't spoken to any of the black individuals as part of the organization.
Yes.
You seem to be in a...
I'm listening. I'm learning and listening. I'm just learning and listening right now. I'm just asking questions. Was it worth it? Is this how all of these go? You just bring on a ton of people and you just like scream over people the entire time? Is that... Yeah, but nobody cares. The result of the question doesn't matter. Like, excuse me, as a Christian, that was offensive to me. I felt like there was a microaggression. Okay.
All right. Okay. So he's mocking them because no way Destiny's not a Christian. No way he's a Christian. He's the most coomerous Christian there is if he's a Christian. But no, he's not. So clearly he's mocking these people.
This is so unproductive.
About why we let these speak.
It is unproductive. Yeah, I agree.
Why are you here? Why are you here, Destiny?
Because I care about these events failing for dumb reasons. I feel like these people eat themselves alive for no reason. I don't know why.
Absolutely.
Wait, hold on, but that's the issue, Stephen. You keep on asking us, and we keep on hearing, and I feel like
I haven't asked you anything because you've interrupted me along with Santana every single time I try to talk. I can barely get a word out.
Well, wait, hold on. Let's not put me in there, to be fair.
No, I am putting you in there.
Very fair. Come on. Let's not. Come on, Stephen. I've been here. Come on. Let's not be
Scary when white men raise their voice. So, calm down.
Santana, like
I'm just. All I was trying to tell you is
Wait, are you capable of like looking at anything in the world without using like the lens of like?
we can have a conversation with
It's fun.
No, they're not.
Okay, so
They
hold
are
on.
not, Destiny. I thought you knew that.
Bro, please, everyone, please. Z, you have the floor.
Okay, I want Stephen to finish what he was saying. Because he's been trying to respond to you, and then I can respond.
Exactly what I'm talking about. You guys need to deconstruct your haterade, okay?
Santana asked the question, and then Stephen was like, "Wait, no, hold on." So I don't.
Okay, does everybody here think it was worth it that this whole event got self-destructed over the resulting event spawning from that live and the reactions to it? Was that worth it? Was it a good thing that event got entirely?
Yes.
Okay.
To Dan D, yeah, I heard he was raised in a religious background, but I don't think he's still a practicing Christian, right? Like, I don't think he's still a practicing Catholic. I don't think he is. And if he is still a practicing Catholic, that's super surprising considering how he's super degenerate. You know, he freaking bangs women, blows guys, has intercourse with men. You know, he's like bisexual, all this stuff, has an open marriage. Like, there ain't no way he's still like a practicing Catholic. He's 100% atheist. Yeah. That's what I'm guessing, because ain't no way he's still a practicing Catholic with the degenerate life that he lives and the Coomer gremlins, the Coomer circles he hangs out with.
Okay, why?
Would you like to know why? Sure. The reason why it was worth it is because this entire event was put together on dead ground that had no actual footing, because from the very beginning, the point of the Democratic Party is having multiple people under one umbrella. That's our strength, right? Leaning into progressive things. When you have someone who is leading not only a quote-unquote movement, but a group of people who does not have the ability to, one, not make decisions like hop on a TikTok live and completely derail the event that's happening, and two, can't take accountability, and three, for some reason can't properly communicate what's happening to the people that she is directly quote unquote responsible for, and then four, goes out and shits on so many people afterwards. Like, what are we talking about? So yeah, the actual overall premise of the the tour, I still think the premise as far as counter programming is a good thing. That tour specific.
So he just said that, yeah, it's a good thing that this whole tour got shut down because of this one little thing. That's that. Like I said, it's like Destiny is a retard, but he's like the smartest retard in the room, and he's trying to lead an army of retards, and he can't do it because they're all retards.
Specifically, no, it needs to burn in hell.
Okay, so the reason why, so hold on. So if you have a disagreement on a live as an organizer, and then you get super attacked by everybody from it, and you disagree with how that live went, then that's grounds for destroying an entire tour. I'm just as a curious question. Can you think of a single right-wing tour or a single right-wing movement that has been deconstructed over something even remotely similar to this? I'm just curious.
No, because they don't hold the same morals, values, or standards as the left. But do we want to be like?
Yeah, I think you should want to be more like the right. Morals and standards. Yeah, you guys are so moral and have such high standards. Oh, yeah.
Right? Are we okay with leaning into conspiracy theories?
Who's talking about conspiracy theories? Do you know what I want to be like? Well, hold on. When we talk about do we want to be like the right, I didn't say we don't have to be the right. We want to organize like the right, though, right?
We have more morals and standards than the people on the right.
Morals don't count for anything if you can't enforce them. Standards don't count for anything if you lose elections.
So you're good with being the right.
I never said that's the only thing you can do.
Dude, these people are so lost. They're so broken that Destiny pushes back on these people, and they're like, "Oh, so you're the right now. You want to be like the right." And Destiny's like, "What?" Again, it's like seeing the
Having
general
people
trying to
that
lead
don't
an
have to be
army of
nuked from an
retards.
event because they disagree on a live means that you've become the right. That's the difference. It's Donald Trump, and the only thing that separates Donald Trump from a left-leaning organizer is whether or not that organizer takes accountability because they got screamed at on a live. Really? Do you really? Hold on. I want to hear you say that. Do you really believe that's the only difference? Santana, do you really believe that the only difference between Charlie Kirk and Donald Trump and people on the left is whether or not they can take accountability on a live? I want to hear you say that, yes or no.
Muting Santana.
Why are you muting?
It's weird, dude. Destiny and I are going back and forth. Why do you keep muting me?
You guys gotta talk about interrupting, and Cynthia, you keep interrupting.
Hold that same standard for Destiny.
You had to mute him one time, and to be fair, we've been talking over each other. Like, I don't have a problem with it. I mean, like, it's whatever.
Just
But to answer your question specifically,
Okay, she's a little hypocritical. It's fine now.
Just work on the lack of interrupting, because what happens is when you guys start interrupting, someone else's mic just completely cuts out, and you can't even hear the conversation. So, like, the audience is just listening for one side, because depending on whose mic decides to cut out, it's not
That's really what I was going to say. Thank you.
You were going to say something? That'd be a first.
Jaden, I talked to you for the first 45 minutes of this live. What are you talking about?
Oh, boo. I just wanted to ask Stephen. First and foremost, I actually wanted to address Stephen's question that I feel like I already answered. You asked us earlier, and you did ask me directly as well, if it was worth it. Like, Santana already answered. I'm going to say that I don't think I think it's worth for things to be exposed, yeah. But yeah, I still wish that the tour went on. As a matter of fact, I think I made multiple videos. I think I even consistently went live. I went live during the tour event. Was like literally saying, I hope that this, is successful. And I can quite really, I'm pretty sure I actually posted the video, right? Like the live on my YouTube, to be fair.
Sure.
There's two things about it. Like, I think two things can be true at once. Like, did I wish, or did anybody wish that this was like, that it blew up the way that it did? Not necessarily, right? But I do think that you would also say that we as the progressive, because I don't know who's a liberal, who's a leftist or not, or a Democrat here, the progressive should still hold each other accountable. And like I said, we within the panel we're not trying to demote Z from her position or anything. We within that panel weren't really asking for anything. We didn't expect shit from my life, to be blunt. We really quite really didn't. The people on that tour decided to do what they did, right?
Sure. Okay. So my question is, when you say that it was worth it for things to be exposed, I'm just curious, on a scale from like 1 to 10, where 10 is somebody actually lynches somebody and 1 is like somebody calls somebody a big meanie, how bad was everything that happened? Like, when you say we exposed bad behavior, like, where on the scale from 1 to 10 are we rating this?
Well, I think that it should be, I don't think I should be rating it, right? Because if you were to like say something inappropriate right now, I probably would call you out quite literally in this moment. Now, do I wish for you to be deplatformed and demoted from your position? Not necessarily. I didn't necessarily wish for, once again, Z to be deplatformed or demoted from her position. What I wanted was, or what we were at least hoping was, just to clarify, not wanting, because I don't think I really cared to that.
What we were hoping was that she would listen to us, get educated, and apologize for such a microaggression. That's what we were hoping to happen, that she would just apologize. Bend the knee to us.
What we were expecting is for her to at least, I guess, be a leader and like be like, hey, what happened was inappropriate. It was fucked up.
Sure, I understand that. But okay, so I'm gonna ask again, on a scale from 1 to 10, how bad was what got exposed?
Acceptable?
Yes.
How much racism is acceptable?
Yes. Yep. That's my question, Santana. How much racism is acceptable?
Is acceptable.
What?
Destiny none. No racism.
Okay, Santana, is there a single?
Keep in mind, it wasn't even a racist comment. It wasn't like she said, black people can't organize events. She just said, hey, this event has been poorly organized. And because a lot of black people are helping organize it, single
white person that has no racism?
There are white people that are actively deconstruction.
You notice how you didn't answer my question? Santana, is there a single white person who has no racism?
Racism and acceptability, no.
Santana, I'm going to ask you again. Is there a single white person with no racism?
No.
Okay, then you just said that no racism is acceptable. No. So that means you're creating a movement literally that is racially segregated. No white people can be a part of the movement? You said that there are white people that are actively deconstructing their racism, which implies that there are no white people that aren't racist. So you're saying that your movement has no room for white people.
Yeah, that's not what was said.
Okay, I'm sorry. Let's re-ask the questions. I'm sorry. You said that no racism was acceptable, correct? And then you said that no white person has no racism, correct? So tell me how does this syllogism not work? Tell me.
He's muted again.
Ask me a question.
Why
Why
don't
do you
people?
keep
What
muting?
is going on?
If you can
Mercedes, stop being fragile.
decide, stop.
Imagine being so like left and so that you make Destiny look based. Despicable.
Mercedes, stop. Everybody's being fragile.
We need to overcome him as well, to be fair.
No. You can respond and comment, that's fine, but just like stop interrupting in the process of him asking you.
Sure.
Those of us want to
Sure.
hear what he has to say. We can't hear what he's even saying.
How about he put on like headphones or
Who is more oppressed here? You know, I noticed the white girl hasn't talked at all, probably because she's trying to get educated. She can't talk, right? Because, you know, white privilege, she's not allowed to. Then you have this black man. However, this lesbian woman is trying to out-talk him. So I wonder who gets more priority here in the Oppression Olympics. You know, does this lesbian woman here or the black man here? Makes it
Bring
think.
it to me right now. We can't hear the premise of his question when you won't stop. Just like let him finish his question and then you respond, and vice versa, whatever. Just like stop interrupting. It's not that hard.
Is it the same for him as well, to be fair, Mercedes?
Yeah.
Because let's be honest, he has been interrupting multiple times as well. I feel like that is sometimes the flow of the conversation. It's a little heated. Stephen, Destiny, aka Destiny, he's admitted that he's been interrupting. I'm not understanding.
I see Destiny ask questions, and then in the middle of him asking the question, he keeps getting interrupted.
10 minutes ago,
the same thing.
From watching and sitting down, Santana is doing 80% of the interrupting.
10 minutes ago, you muted Santana for asking Z a question, and then Stephen really jumped in and interrupted and consistently went back and forth.
we still.
Wait, you guys aren't going to be able to hear any of this at all now. What? How does this work, guys?
Well, yeah, that's what I'm guessing too. When I heard Z was a girl, I was like, oh, okay, and that's why Destiny's white knighting for her, because obviously he wants to bring her into her Coomer circle, her little his little Coomer cocoon of cooming. And so, yeah, that totally sounds like Destiny. Checks out. So we can't hear this dude. Can they hear him? But we can't. What's going on here? What the hell's going on? Destiny just f***ed up his audio, didn't he?
I'm serious.
Oh, it's because he put on his freaking earpods.
What happened? What's going on?
Some order. If you can't, like Erica had no reason to interject there. The question was between Z and Erica,
Earbuds.
and then Z and I think it was Santana, and then Erica starts interjecting, and then like Santana asks Z a question, doesn't let Z finish the question in the middle of asking. You guys need to, I don't know where the respect is to start.
Can I be honest with you, host? Can I be honest with you, though?
What is the blue? What's the little blue thing next to our names? Are those like coins or whatever?
You're funny as hell, Fire.
Yeah, nothing of value was.
Anyways, no, not a
lost.
microaggression. I was going
Nothing
to
of
be
value
honest
was
with
said.
Mercedes and say, do you not realize that you're being hypocritical right now? The amount of times that, let's be honest, we have quietly all been interrupting each other, right? Stephanie's been doing it. Like, this is just debate space. Now, I do understand it can be overstimulating, but you're being hypocritical and you're not being fair because all you've been doing, right, is muting and kicking the other individuals instead of Destiny. I understand he's like a big ass creator. I get it, right? But come on, you have to be fair. You have to.
I'm not really trying to respond in like debate. Like I've seen Destiny debate, and I'm going to tell you, like he is pretty good at letting the other person speak and addressing the point. But for example,
1v1 though, to be fair, it's completely different.
Right now,
It's completely
then
different.
hold on. When Destiny was asking the question to Santana, and then I said, "Hey, let's stop interrupting." Then Santana is like, "Oh, let me just dump that question out the window and start talking to Z," and never even address Destiny's question. And this keeps happening. So yes, I am going to mute or drop the people who don't want to have a productive conversation. And I don't know if it's like just the TikTok debate style.
No, it's Yeah.
You're doing it again. Where you just braid.
I was just answering the question. My bad.
But it's not. It's not productive.
Well, yeah, and I like sure, like the way that Destiny talks to people, typically, like when he's having genuine debates, is 1v1, right? Or if he's like hosting it, he's really a fairly good moderate, sure, right? But realistically, this happens when it's a panel of 8 people. Everybody has their own opinion. Everybody wants to speak and everything. So I'm just saying, I think it was a little unfair, Mercedes, for you to kick the 3 black people. Yeah, I'm making
Oh my goodness, this is why you guys can't get anything done. Man, it's always, oh, you had to kick off to 3 black people. Like, this is why you can't run a tour, because of shit like this, guys. You have race on the brain. Everything's about race with you guys. You guys are so broken. Brain rot.
Oh my God.
No, I wasn't calling you racist. I was just saying I think it's interesting. Whoa,
I wasn't calling you racist. I just think it's interesting how the 3 people that you kicked out happen to be black. But I'm not hinting at anything. I'm not saying anything.
Yes, you did. Yeah.
Did I just call it? No. I said I think it's funny how you have not been the one person that he has also been interrupting, have not muted him or called him out once, but you did it to the 3 other black creators. That's all I'm saying. Am I lying by saying that?
No, I don't think you're lying.
Why are we pretending? What does that mean? I think it's funny. What?
If that is the case, why are you
say something?
I don't get that. Like, what is the deal?
Hello. I'm going to clarify it for you. It had nothing to do with skin color. I think the problem with your argument is that you're operating under the assumption that Destiny was interrupting way more than the other creators she muted. And I think that you might
say that.
Well, in order for it to be fair and for you to expect Mercedes to give Destiny the same treatment as them, you would be operating under the assumption that he was interrupting as much as them, and it wasn't. Just as somebody who's watching this, I don't even know this drama, okay? I just want to go on the tour. I want to talk about how I'm no longer MAGA. But from what I watched, I barely heard a word Destiny said because...
Oh, so this dude used to be a mega guy and now he's not? Oh, great. That should have been good. I wonder why he's no longer mega. I should try to find this dude and look up one of his things and see what he has to say. It wasn't gay enough for me. Being mega wasn't soy enough.
That's like the no race involved, clear-cut explanation as to why she was muting people. I don't think we have to turn this into it.
You know what? Sure. Let's go ahead and dismiss the black, like them being black. I still will find you to be hypocritical. That's
okay. Well, I just think it's funny that the black community, has a lot of issues related to homophobia. And as the only bisexual person in here, I feel like I'm getting spoken over a lot by black creators. So, I just want to say it's a thing that's happening a lot. It makes me feel really uncomfortable.
Why is he? Can you mute him? Because he's interrupting her now.
Come on now.
I love you guys. I love you so much. Okay. True. I love you all so much.
If we're
Okay, I can't. I'm gonna kill myself after saying it. Bro, the geek girl, she's like the queen yapper. Oh my god. She'll like find a sentence and take like 20 minutes to say it. It's like, oh my god. And then she's like, don't interrupt me. So anyway, yesterday, I went outdoors to walk my dog, and we were walking in the park, and there was a park, and it's a dog park, and I was walking my dog, and had my leash. We went yesterday, and it was yesterday, the day before today, and I was at the park, and I was walking my dog, and then we were at the I went to the dog park, and we were walking, and then my dog saw another dog, and he bit the dog, and it was crazy when we were at this dog park. This time, while we were at the dog park yesterday, while I was walking my dog, I usually go every Saturday. I was walking my dog at this dog park, and then he bit this dog, and it's like, oh my god, Jesus. Okay.
Someone in his comments right now is like, Destiny has to be a mega plan. I don't know if they're being serious or not, but that's wild. Clickety clack, clickety clack.
She's still
Destiny, she's still talking.
Talking, by the way.
All right. He's just clicking and clacking away. Well, that was, I guess, Destiny invading this lefty panel to confront these wacko lefties. Again, how bad does it have to be? How left do you have to be? How wacko do you have to be in order to make Destiny look based? That is wild. Destiny couldn't even handle them. They are so bad, they caused Destiny to spurg out at the end like that. Is there any hope for these people? Do you think these people have any chance of running anything successful Or do you think they're just destined, that's appropriate, to just cannibalize their own whenever they get a chance? What do you guys think of this, though? Sound off in the comment section below. Subscribe to my channel if you enjoyed this. And if you did enjoy this, I got more Destiny stuff for you. I got a whole bunch of goodies on my channel that I think you'll enjoy.